Shalom, this is GMS on Sit Downs coming back with a lesson. First off and foremost, I would like to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakadash, double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the elect out there, spreading this word as a city and the truth. Gone, real quick, I want to touch on this topic. These scriptures that you see in front of you right now, Acts chapter 17, verse 10 and 11. Been going through my mind these last couple of days. I've been using these two scriptures, in certain situations that occurred this week. So I was thinking, like, let me just make a video about it, go over it, and let's consider together how serious actually this thing is that is being said over here by the Apostle Paul concerning the men of Berea. Okay, and before we go, let's pinpoint where Berea is so we can see how the Apostle Paul moved. So this is a good one. Okay, let's grab the scriptures. This is Acts chapter 17, verse 10. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. Okay, so here it is. According to the scriptures, you have to be taught again, right? Let me grab that real quick in Hebrews chapter 5. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. For when ye ought to be teachers, for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Okay, so when you need to become teachers again, you need milk and not strong meat. You need to be taught again. Okay, in order for you to become a teacher yourself, you need to be taught again. Okay, so the men at Berea, they received the truth. Okay, but they was receiving it with all readiness of mind. Now that's really the point that I want to touch on in this lesson, is that the readiness of mind is very important, man. Okay, so let's see first. This is let me see. This is the route of the Apostle Paul. Let me see. Yeah, so here you see he went from Troas to Samothrace, Neapolis, Philippi, Amphipolis. Then he went to Apollonia. Then he went to Thessalonica. Then he went to Berea. Okay, now, like I often say, like, the Apostle Paul went to these places and he wrote epistles to them, and those epistles was not only, pleasant things to hear, but they were also rebukes. There were also corrections. The same thing that happens nowadays with the epistles that are being made, okay, the videos that are being made by brothers, elders, apostles. Sometimes they are motivational, sometimes they were rebukes, corrections. This is how it goes, man. Okay, now the people at Thessalonica, they were more stubborn. Okay, like it also explains here that in verse 11, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica. Who is it talking about? The men at Berea. Okay, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind. You see that? They was ready, they was focused. Now, I didn't look up the word here in the Greek concerning readiness of mind.
Strong's G 4288. Prathumia.
Okay, prathumia, which is zeal, spirit, eagerness, inclination, readiness of mind. Okay, so that eagerness is a very important key thing in this thing of ours, man, to learn to grow. Okay, here it is. You're watching a video, but you're not checking along with your scriptures. You're not writing down notes. You're writing down notes on a small piece of paper instead of just buying a decent notebook for yourself and putting all the breakdowns and all the scriptures that you get in mind to make lessons and stuff like that. Write it down in that, man. Instead of doing that, it's not the wise thing to do, man. You should be eager, but if you write it down on a small piece of paper because you don't have nothing, close to yourself at that moment, it's also good because at least you are writing it down. But like that eagerness concerning learning, concerning scriptures needs to be there, man. Let's see eagerness. Eagerness, meaning. Let me just type that in. Meaning. Come on, man. Well, here it says in Dutch. Oh, here it says desire, longing for, desire, lust, craving, appetite, eagerness. So you really want it. Okay, you really want to learn. You really want to know what it is all about. So that is the spirit that those men at Berea had. They was very eager to learn more and more. But not only that, they also was eager to verify what was being said by the apostle Paul and his men that were teaching them at that time. Okay, which is a very good spirit, man. I often say in my videos, like, listen, man, you can look this up for yourself. Not only me, of course, first and foremost, the elder apostles of Great Millstone often say this, man. If you want to know more about it, look it up. Okay, back in the days, Apostle Gabal said, look it up, nigga. Because that's really what you got to do, man. And I was watching, just a couple of minutes ago or hours ago, I was watching the elder Manata Zagba. And he also went over it like, listen, man, the men that are teaching you don't have to basically chew the food for you, man, in order for you to eat it. Okay, that's too much, man. When we go over certain things to make the lesson more beautiful, but there are certain things in the details that we bring out that you don't understand, then you dig into those details, man. Okay, you dig into those details then, and like the elder Manata Zagba said in the video, like, if you ask about a feast day, then you type it in on Google and you type in for example, the feast of the first fruits. You type it in on Google, you find the scriptures concerning it, and you can read it and learn. Okay, if we speak about a certain biblical character back in the days, for example, Japhthat. Okay, you type in Japhthat on Google, scriptures behind it, and you find, the history concerning Japhthat. Okay, now that's the spirit that you should be in. Before I grab this other scripture, let me read this. Here's readiness in the Farlex Dictionary, which the Farlex Dictionary, you see me, I always use this because it's on point, man. So it says readiness. It says prepared or available for service, action, or progress. Okay, so the readiness of the mind, you are willing to take action. You hear something, you research it, and it gets confirmed. That's the spirit that you should be in, man. Learning, reading, looking it up, okay? And then it gets confirmed. You should be in that spirit, man, of looking things up, verifying whether the things that are being said is true. Of course, we believe that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with the elder apostle of Great Millstone. Of course, we see that the spirit is heavy upon brothers on making these videos, man. But there is a slip of the tongue. Sometimes they might slip up with the tongue. And for example, concerning the dates or years in when a certain thing happened. Okay, I also bring out certain dates sometimes concerning certain events that happened in history or whatever, but I might forgotten the exact date, and I say a date that is wrong. Now, if you don't have the readiness of mind, meaning you are willing and eager to take action to research the thing that I have said, or whoever said it, elder apostles, elders, it doesn't matter. If you don't have that eager spirit to really look up, like, hey, when did this actually happen? Was it really that date? Or, okay, maybe the brother says 450 BC, but it was actually AD. That is a slip of the tongue that can happen. But in order for you not to repeat the same mistake and teach about it, you have to look it up, man. You have to go into it. Okay? Back in the school, in the elementary school, we used to do this game, okay, that you are in a circle. And the teacher would tell the first guy a sentence. And then the children needed to repeat that sentence until the last man. And then at the end, they would ask the last man, like, okay, what was the sentence? And the sentence would be completely fucked up, man. Why? Because there was confusion in the midst. There was confusion in the midst. People forgot what it exactly was. So that's why it's important to receive information, verify the information, and then bring it out again. Okay, that's the spirit that you should be in, man. You see. So again, readiness of mind. Now, like I said, man, you should also, you know, be willing to research yourself, man. Not to be leaning over and be like, oh, the elder will make a video about this. Oh yeah, the brother Tasabar. I only have to ask him, and he will make a video on it. I can just listen to the video and relax. I don't have to open up my Bible and read it, because if I just ask him, he will make a video on it. It will be much easier, man. Nah, man. You have your own Bible. If you want to learn about a certain, if you want to learn what acts certain characters did, certain forefathers of ours did back in the days, you got to look it up, man. Okay, the scripture speaks about looking those things up. For example, in Job chapter 8, verse 8, for inquire, I pray thee, for the former age, and prepare thyself for the search of their fathers, man. So you got to search. You got to do a diligent search. Esau does a diligent search on how to take us down and bring us down. But we got to do a diligent search concerning the scriptures, man. Okay? It says a search, investigation, searching, inquiry, things to be searched out. Now, like we just read in Acts, the Apostle Paul called them noble. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. So it is not that they questioned the teachings, they just wanted to verify it with the scriptures, like, oh yeah, you're right, you're right. It indeed says that. Now it reminds me of the first day that I heard this truth. I was sitting behind my laptop and I was looking for some beats and stuff like that. I was making music at that time. So I was looking for some beats, and then I found this dope beat, and I grabbed my notebook on my phone. But then within my notebook, I had a note written down, because this guy told me, like, hey, look up GMS, elders GMS on the streets. So I saw that note and I was like, huh, what is this? I kind of forgot what it was about. So I was like, oh yeah, he told me to look it up. So I skipped my whole thing with the beat looking and, looking for lyrics, and I checked it out. And then I saw the elder apostles of Great Millstone in the highways and byways. Okay, back in those days, you had the GMS on street 20 or 21. Then it became 22. Anyway, so I checked it out, and then Apostle Tahar said the Lord is a dark-skinned man, started reading Revelation. I was like, pause. I did not know that. So what did I do? I went to Reading Bible Online. I typed it in on Google, Reading Bible Online. I went to the same scriptures, and I saw that exact thing that they was speaking. Okay, I press play again. Go on. Then the apostle Tahar, he went to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Thou shalt go into slavery. Okay, thou shalt see it no more again. You will be sold for bondman and bondwoman. I was like, what? Are you serious, man? Boom. Went back to Bible reading online. I think I came at the Bible Gateway. Yeah, man. When I came in this truth, I started off with that app, Bible Gateway. So I checked out Bible Gateway, Deuteronomy 28, checked it out. I was like, wow, the Bible speaks about slavery. I never knew this. Okay, let's continue. And this was it, man. Now the scripture says, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, man, beautiful. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. And ye turn to the when ye turn to the right hand, and we turn to the left. So the moment you hear this truth, it's something like the scripture says, it is being brought back to remembrance. Okay, it's like, hey, I once knew this, but you actually never knew it in your life. But it is such a familiar thing to hear about that you be like, hey, this is it, man. Okay, this is it. The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. The scripture says, if ye have believed the Lord Jehovah, ye will also believe the man that he has sent. Okay, let me see. Um, I think it's John. Come on, man. Wait, Slack, I can't find it. I thought it was in John, but I remember I specifically marked it. So I'm gonna just roughly paraphrase it for the time being. Okay, it says like, if they have received me, they will receive you also. Okay, now that's really the spirit that is out there. Like, if you received Yahushua back in those days, you're also gonna receive the words of that the men speak, in the reincarnation, man. Because it's the same word, it's the same truth. Okay. So, but my point with my explanation concerning the first day that I heard this truth, I went out to verify whether what the things that they said were true. Now that is like I showed you, that is in the scriptures, man. The readiness of mind, meaning you are willing to take action, you're eager to take action with researching, man, checking things out. Like, hey, really? Does the scripture really says that? Say that? Boom, you look it up, man. Apostle Gabar often says, like, if you don't know what this word means, look it up. Because why? He wants you to take action, man. He wants you to dig into these scriptures. He wants you to dig into this word, man. Apostle Tahar often says, you need to be a historian, man. You need to go into that history. Okay, what does the scripture say in Romans? Let me see. Or was it 15? Yeah, here. Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So we got to look up the things in the scriptures, man. Sometimes, scriptures are being roughly paraphrased. Then when you listening to the lesson, look up those scriptures, man. Write them down. Okay? Sometimes you might be too late and you are checking a video and you might be too late and you might catch the last sentence of a verse. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's grab this, right. Romans 15 and 8. So let's say I'm reading it right now. Now I say that Yahushua was the minister of the circumcision for the truth of the Most High to confirm the promises made unto the fathers. Now let's say you are tuning in the video and you're here to confirm the promises made unto the fathers. Or let's say I started calling the scripture from verse 4 and then you come in but you have no idea I'm reading in Romans. Okay, then you just go to Google to confirm the promises made unto the fathers. That's the last thing that you heard, right? To confirm the promises first. Oh, made to their fathers. Satan be like, got you. Okay, first to confirm the promises made unto. But you get what I'm saying, right? Yeah, Romans 15:8. So now Satan was bugging. Satan was like, nah, nah, nah. It ain't gonna go like that. But that's really how it goes, man. The thing that you memorize, and otherwise you just rewind back the video, man. It's not that difficult neither. But you gotta be, willing. You gotta be eager to do it, man. That's the spirit you should be in, man. Okay. Now if we go to Sirach 6, it speaks about that same thing. Sirach chapter 6, verse 27. Seek, it's like a search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. Okay, so you got to search out the scriptures, man. You got to be diligent concerning it. Okay, which diligent goes into that same thing, man. Willing to take action, eager. Okay, readiness. You got to be of a readiness mind, man. Okay, for at the last thou shalt find her rest, and thou shalt be turned to, and that shall be turned unto thy joy. Okay, verse 32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught, and if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. Let's look up that word prudent. Prudent, careful, or wise in handling practical matters. So your skills are being sharpened, man. If you look up scriptures, if you read along, if you mark them, okay, you will become more skilled, man. Now, isn't that the thing that you want? Isn't that the thing that you want to work towards? Okay, characterized by or resulting from care or wisdom in practical matters or in planning for the future. Prudent, discreet, or cautious in managing one's activities. Circumspect. Wow. There you have it, man. It goes into being circumspect, man. Circumspect, heedful of circumstances and potential consequences. Prudent. You see that? So, what is the potential consequence that might happen when you just blindly taking the word that is being said instead of checking out whether that thing is correct or the brother might have slipped with the tongue or whatever? You got to be readiness, man, because you want to avoid potential consequences, which is spreading false information. Okay. Also, this bullshit is also often happening by taking certain pictures from Instagram. You have a lot of bugged out Hebrew Israelites on Instagram, man, just sharing what the fuck they find on Instagram, and then you as a GMS member might find that picture and share it also, whatever, do make a video about it, but it's incorrect information, man. Like Donald Trump would say, fake news. It's fake news, man. You gotta research that information, and if you can't find nothing about it, then don't teach it, man. Don't go into it. It's just some folly that is being posted on Instagram. A lot of folly is being posted nowadays, man. So you gotta be cautious concerning it. You gotta research, man. Now that brings me to my last scripture, which is here. Second Maccabees chapter 2 verse 29. For as the master builder of a new house must care for the whole building, but he that undertaketh to set it out and to paint it must seek out fit things for the adorning thereof. Even so, I think it is with us. Okay, so we as builders, we have to like, because it says even so I think it is with us, we are building through the Spirit, man. We are building, okay, the ruins of David. Okay, we are rebuilding the house of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we waking up the elect of the house of Israel, you see. So how do we do that? By teaching, by studying, by making lessons. Now we need to watch carefully on what we teach. Okay? We need to look, we need to take care of our business, man. If a man builds a house, he cannot be like, oh, take random measurements. That house is not going to be stable, man. He needs to be very cautious concerning how much or where he saws the beam. If he saws it on 20.5, but it should be 20.3, the beam is not going to be long enough, man. And he's going to get fucked up because the beam is not long enough to fit into the other beam. The house is going to be crooked as hell. Okay? The same thing goes for us, man. We need to look out, we need to do a diligent search. We need to be with the readiness of mind to look out for all these things, man, to dig into all these things. Okay? We need to seek out fit things for the adorning thereof. Yeah, before you make a lesson, make sure that you research all, the things that you want to talk about, man. Dig into it. Break down the same thing, man. And be of a ready mind. When the apostles, when the elders, when brothers is making lessons, verify those things, man. It's very important. When you see a post on Instagram that you think is quite interesting, go into it, man. Dig into it on Google. Go on Google, check it out, whether that thing is true or not, or whether it's a bunch of folly. Because, like I said, there is a bunch of folly out there nowadays, man. You got to do a diligent search, just like how Esau is doing a diligent search, man. Diligent search, pursuing to the book of Psalms. You see, Psalm 64, verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them is slakya. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Okay, how does Esau get so deep into laying snares for us, trapping us up, destroying us? Because he researches us, man. He really checks us. He does techniques like problem, reaction, solution. He has mannerisms like that. He puts out a problem, he sees how Jake responds to it, and he comes out with a solution, man, to completely destroy us over and over again. That's what Esau does. Now, that same diligent search you're supposed to have concerning the scriptures, man, concerning lessons, looking things up, instead of being that lazy fuck. Be active, be eager, okay? Last word, diligent. The Hebrew word there is chapash. Yeah, this not gonna make any sense. Chapash. To search out, search for. Okay. Let me see. To search through, search for. This is what diligence goes into, man. Okay. It goes into searching, doing a diligent search. Okay. Chapash. So yeah, man. I hope this lesson was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakadash. Shalom to the elect.